Welcome to Köln, or Cologne as it's known in English. This is the cultural hub situated on the beautiful Rhine River in North Rhine-Westphalia, Western Germany. Today, I'm meeting a friend in the Old Town, and I'll show her as much of the city as possible in this day trip. From the stunning cathedral, the beautiful riverside, renowned chocolate factory, shopping districts, and rivalries between Cologne and perfume manufacturers, come along with us for just a taste of what this vibrant city has to offer. The most famous landmark in Cologne is undoubtedly the cathedral, the Kölner Dom. In fact, it is actually Germany's most visited landmark, attracting approximately 6 million visitors a year. Construction began in 1248 in the Gothic style, in order to properly house the remains of the three kings which the Holy Roman Emperor had taken from Milan. A gilded shrine was constructed for these and is still in place in the cathedral today. Construction was completed 600 years later, in 1880. At 157 meters tall, it is the third largest church in the world, and the tallest twin-spired. Despite its medieval origins, however, there are still some modern touches. After electronics store Saturn donated funds to the cathedral for the repair of a stained glass window, their logo was included in the new design. What a brand deal! We then started wandering the Old Town, starting with the Martinsviertel. This is a quarter adjacent to the Rhine River, with colorful houses and home to the church Groß Sankt Martin, a Romanesque Catholic church built on the remains of a Roman chapel. The current buildings, including the landmark towers, were constructed between 1150 and 1250. In the 1700s, adornments were added, which caused some controversy with the Catholic renewal movement, who felt these were too pagan. More drastic changes followed the French occupation of Cologne in the late 1700s, which brought a strong anti-clerical movement. The church monastery was disbanded, and the abbey building later demolished. More damage came in World War II, when the building was heavily bombed. It was steadily restored in the decades following the war, and is now back in full glory. Nearby are also the statues of Tönnes und Schäl, two characters beloved from the 1800s traditional puppet theater. If you touch the statue's nose, it's good luck! We then headed south through the Old Town and into the Alter Markt. This is considered as Cologne's most traditional square and is the second largest in the city. It is a fully pedestrianized area featuring cozy pubs and outdoor spaces. From here, you also get a view of the town hall, which is actually Germany's oldest, with a history of construction spanning 800 years. We then continued along the Rhine River to one of Cologne's main tourist sites, the Chocolate Museum. Next, we headed through the Schildergasse shopping district, which is a pedestrianized zone including the namesake street and interconnecting ones. It is 534 meters long and runs from Neumarkt to the Hohe Straße, another major shopping street. Every day, as many as 70,000 people stroll through these streets, which according to a 2008 survey makes it the biggest shopping street in Europe. One of the landmarks along the street is the Peek und Cloppenburg's Weltstadthaus department store, designed by renowned architect Renzo Piano. Due to its shape reminiscent of a stranded whale, locals have dubbed it the Walfisch. We then wandered past the Basilica Sankt Aposteln, a Romanesque church dedicated to the 12 apostles, located just outside the busy Neumarkt. We continued on to the Hahnentor, which was one of the restored 13th century gates that once formed part of the medieval city walls. From there, we continued through narrow streets up to the Ehrenstraße and back towards the bustling shopping district. On the Breite Straße you can find the Maus und Meer shop, selling paraphernalia from media company WDR, which is based in Cologne. One of their most famous productions is the educational kids show, Die Sendung mit der Maus. Today, you can see the show in almost 100 countries. Just around the corner, on the Glockengasse, is the flagship shop of traditional Eau de Cologne manufacturer, 4711. They have manufactured their original product, known as Echt Kölnisch Wasser, since at least 1799. However, they are not the first to produce Eau de Cologne, and a rivalry exists between them and another Cologne perfume house, which we will pop by later. Another few steps away lies the Columba, which is a religious art museum housed in a structure designed by Peter Zumthor. It was closed on the day we visited, but you can still peek inside and see the architectural marvel that is a 1950s chapel combined with the ruins of a Gothic church, all cloaked in a perforated grey brick facade. After admiring Zumthor's work, we finally made it to the store of the original Eau de Cologne manufacturer, Farina. In 1709, Giovanni Maria Farina, an Italian perfume maker, launched a spirit citrus perfume named Eau de Cologne, here in the city of Cologne, where he had immigrated. This formula is still produced by the Farina store today, with a recipe that to this day remains a secret. Finally, we headed to the Heinzelmännchenbrunnen, a famous fountain just outside of the famous beer brauhaus, Früh. This fountain depicts a scene from a famous local legend. Supposedly there once existed in Cologne small humanoid creatures named Heinzelmännchen, which are somewhat like little gnomes. These supposedly did all the work for the citizens of Cologne during the night, which meant the inhabitants could be lazy and enjoy their days. The one condition, however, was that they were never to be seen. One night, the tailor's wife was so curious to see them that she scattered peas onto the floor so that they would slip and fall. Upon hearing the noise, she rushed out and saw them. Infuriated, the Heinzelmännchen never appeared again. Despite its citizens needing to work again, Cologne is still a very fun and leisurely city to visit. We were there in April. However, for the best times, I would recommend early December for the Christmas markets, or February-March to catch the Cologne Carnival. Alright, thanks for watching!